And it's wild that these guys are like, medical procedures should be kept between a health professional and the patient. No, I actually should be the one consenting. I am who? A random guy on Twitter with a blue check mark, okay? I should be the one that makes these decisions, not these fucking gay-ass, woke-ass doctors, okay? These people are fucking insane, dog. They are insane. How the fuck did we get here? Oh, we were talking about Dr. Kid Inspect. Yeah. So, welcome back, Dr. Kid Inspect. Doing full tilt right wing slant, you know, fully leaning into that. He was already right wing, but he's like going balls to the wall mode with it. Why? Because Republicans don't mind if you're a pedophile. As a matter of fact, they actively defend child brides and shit like that. They don't give a shit. They don't care. That's it. You know? And it's very odd that everybody that's canceled or everybody that's like losing their fucking, everybody that's canceled, everybody's losing their career, people that are falling off, immediately hit that fucking right-wing grift. And there are still motherfuckers out here who try to actively tell me that like I'm a grifter, okay? Then why is it that every single person that's grifting always grift to the right? And before you say Jackson Hinkledink, he quite literally is a right-wing grifter as well, okay? Yeah. To that chatter arguing with you, why don't media pedos lean left when ousted? Anyway, it's always the same shit, dude. It's always the same dang shit. Speaking of fucking psycho right-wingers, well, this is not a psycho right-winger. This is just like a regular right-winger. I say every time someone gets mad at me, the value of the house goes up. Here is Adin Ross watching me respond to the announcement that he's going to be interviewing Donald Trump.
Like, he thinks that Twitter is mean. Okay? Wait until fucking Washington Post gets a hold of who Adin Ross is, specifically to shit.
Is he watching me out of a toilet? What's going on? What is the audio here?
On Donald Trump.
God damn, bro. You are just jealous, bro. What do you...
It's funny that he says this because I also said that I was jealous. Like, I wish I could talk to Donald Trump myself, like right after this clip. But in this clip, I'm actually talking about how, like, Adin doesn't understand self-preservation. If he did, he wouldn't be doing this Donald Trump interview because people are going to yell at him quite a lot. In an effort in this conversation, I'm literally saying in this video, I'm literally saying people are going to yell at him just to fucking shit on Trump. Okay? But he's too stupid to understand what I'm saying there because he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the point I'm making. The point I'm making is not like, you know, the point I'm making is like, oh, don't do it. I want him to do it. Okay? I want him to do this. But I'm also still saying, like, you're gonna get cooked. If you think Twitter is bad at canceling you, you're gonna get fucking absolutely dumpstered and dumpstered by mainstream media in an effort to not shit on Adin. They don't give a fuck about Adin Ross. But in an effort to shit on Donald Trump, they're going to bring up Kick as a platform. And I mean, pedophiles are on it. They're going to bring up Adin's past as well.
You got to be 35 years old, bro. And you're such a... Bro, he's literally the biggest hypocrite. All his followers...
And he immediately goes, oh, he's a hypocrite.
They all just love his little, you know, the way he loves his political view, whatever the fuck it is. He lives in a $6 million crib. Okay? He lives in a $6 million crib, but he preaches that all Americans should make all the same amount of money. Man.
House went up. It's 10 million now.
I don't know. But look, Hasan. Oh.
I like that people who find themselves to be champions of intellect, and Adin Ross
Like,
basically delivered the exact same talking point. Okay? Every single person is just, he's in an expensive house. I mean, honestly, from the time he started living, their house probably value did go up near 6 million. No, it didn't. But it's all good. I'm excited that he doesn't get it. And I'm excited that he has no self-preservation skills, because honestly, I want him to interview Donald Trump because that's content for me. I love that. Adin also donated 2.2 mil to the campaign. No, he didn't. Ain't no fucking way. When Red Trump. Bro was like 3 million mansion, but the average household price in Cali is 900K. Yeah. August 5th, 1 p.m. EST. I'll be there. I'm fucking stoked. Also, more drama, more content creator drama. Okay. MoistCr1TiKaL. Apparently, MoistCr1TiKaL is scaling back on his podcast and like quitting being online or something. I saw this on my For You page as well. He's scaling. He wants to go on an indefinite hiatus, scaling back his time on the internet, according to an announcement sent to his Patreon subscribers. I think this is just like him distancing himself from the podcast. But beyond that, I think he was being canceled for a different thing. And maybe fans of this show might not be aware of it. Okay. But you are never going to guess, actually. Okay. So MoistCr1TiKaL debated Sneeko. Okay. He debated Sneeko, who in that debate Sneeko advocated for, and you might be shocked to hear this. I was just talking about it earlier. Child brides. That's right. Which is not surprising, I suspect. But that wasn't the thing that got him yelled at by everyone online. Does anyone have a tweet of like the clip from the debate that got him a lot of controversy, that got him mired in controversy online, specifically Twitter? Or no? How do you know so much about every niche internet beef and controversy? I just like stack them up. I stack him up.
And his family.
MFAM Central.
Sneeko's trying, he and she and that family is making that decision for that child's life. If that's.
This is what got him canceled online by right wingers who were very mad at him. Why were they very mad at him? It's because he said this medical decision of like taking puberty blockers or you know, HRT of any sort. Okay? This medical decision should be kept between a patient, a doctor, and if the patient is underage, parental consent. That's what he did, which is like kind of surprising because Moist, like, you know, oftentimes doesn't actually put forward like bold and rather controversial to the normie centrist audience stances. Now, of course, in this community, you're like, what? Like, what do you mean? That's just like the norm.
You can get therapy. You can go through the process of making that decision. I thought that's...
Follow up on a clip on this topic. I want to see the actual clip. Like, the thing is, like, this stance that he has here, okay? This stance that he has here is a stance completely defended by the medical community, okay? This is just the correct stance. These kinds of decisions should be kept to medical professionals, the patient, and the motherfucking parents if parental consent is required.
That somebody.
But people lost their fucking minds on them. Here, let's watch the
can
clip.
go through hormone therapy. Can they change their gender if they're a child?
I think that's totally fine as long as everyone is consenting, as you agree with.
Okay, so as long as everyone...
If your parents are okay with it and you are okay with it, I think that's totally a familial decision to make, yeah.
Okay, so a child can cut their penis off and take hormone blockers and change their biology forever, but they can't get married?
Well, that's a decision that now extends beyond the family, because now you're bringing in a different party. So if you have someone that's your...
That's wild, by the way, because that's not a real thing that happens. No, a child can't cut their penis off. You're fucking weird, dude. That's a weird ass take. Why are you thinking about baby dick? What the fuck is wrong with you? You're thinking about, one, baby dick being chopped off, and two, you're fucking bringing it up as a weirdo, and number three, you defend child brides, bro. This is unacceptable. That's not a thing that has happened. That's not a thing that can happen, okay? That's not a thing. That's not even a position that Moist has to defend in this circumstance. Okay? It's not. Because it's not a thing that happens. It's just made up. It's made up. Made up by right-wingers who are constantly imagining a fucking world where it's happening. The only time where it could potentially happen, well, it happens all the time in terms of circumcision. Okay? That's number one. But the only time a situation like that could occur is if there's like literally a life-altering procedure that a doctor has to make in that moment. Like a life-saving procedure that will be life-altering like that. That's it. That's it. Like if a child is in a fucking fire or something, you know what I mean? And they need like a skin graft or something. Or somehow they have like a very unique case of a fucking breast cancer or some shit. It's bullshit. They do it to intersex kids as well. That's the other part. I forgot. Again, without consent, mind you. But it is crazy. It is crazy that the Republicans make it seem like doctors are just chopping off baby dick left and right. Why are you saying that? Why are you thinking that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway. The reality of the matter is, there is a shit ton of psych evaluations that occur before you even get to the position where you can even take puberty blockers. Okay? It's not like over the counter. You can't just like walk over to your fucking local Walmart or your local CVS and be like, yo, hit me with some HRT, doc. And then the pharmaceutical, the pharmacist is like, oh, I don't want to do this, but woke, here you go. I wish you could do that so I could get some goddamn steroids with ease. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. But that's not the case. Now, having said that, okay, Claire's dick chopping. Yeah. Having said that, as far as bottom surgery, top surgery, especially bottom surgery, okay, there is no hospital unless it's a literal fucking complete life-saving, last-ditch effort medical intervention that is an absolute necessity. No hospital is giving you just like a voluntary fun dick chopping session, okay? Especially if you are obviously under the age of 18. Like, that's not a thing. That's not a thing that's happening, okay? The only place where it's happening is in the minds of conservatives. That's crazy. And it's wild that these guys are like, medical procedures should be kept between a health professional and the patient. No, I actually should be the one consenting. I am who? A random guy on Twitter with a blue check mark, okay? I should be the one that makes these decisions, not these fucking gay-ass, woke-ass doctors, okay? It's like, bro, you are a dumbass. You are a stupid person, okay? Maybe modern medicine has gone too far that has kept you alive despite the fact that you are a dumbass, okay? Maybe modern medicine has gone too far. I don't know. But in this circumstance and in every other circumstance, the notion that like these routine medical procedures that have a shit ton of safety valves built into it, okay? a shit ton of pre-checks that you need to go through. Like, that decision being made by medical professionals is unacceptable. Who should that decision be made by? Fucking Sneeko? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Get the fuck out of here.
Your age coming in saying, I want to marry that child. I don't think that can happen under any circumstance.
So,
no.
But it's still a personal decision. You're still deciding.
Because there's
take the other party out of the equation.
It's
a personal decision. If I'm 16 and I personally want to marry this girl, she's beautiful. She's 21 years old. Her family wants to do it. My family wants to do it. You're saying I can't do that. We're both consenting. I'm ready to go. I'm physically mature, but I'm not allowed to marry because Moist says that woman's a pedophile. But if then the next day I leave it, I'm depressed, I want to cut my penis off, I can go right into the clinic, snip it off, and start taking HRT like Chris Tyson. That's a society that makes sense to you?
It is. I believe everyone has complete. Yep, I believe every.
Dude, doctors are the ones that are making this decision. There are psychiatric evaluations. You can't just like walk into a fucking woke gay clinic and they're just like, oops, you just walked through the penis guillotine. Sorry, you're a woman now. Like, that's not how this works. What are we doing? These people are fucking insane, dog. They are insane. Anyway, so Charlie, despite the fact that normally he is like very, I would say he's almost allergic to like having controversial takes in a lot of instances, and has cultivated a massive fan base of people from all different various political backgrounds. As a consequence of that, coming out and swinging in this situation with controversial groups such as the American Pediatric Doctors Organization, or what are the organizations that have written the guidelines for this? It's like we got the American Medical Association, I believe. Is the WPATH Standards of Care. I can't believe that he got fucking canceled because dumbass Nazis on fucking Nazi website, Twitter, were against the better judgment of medical professionals. Anyway.
You can get therapy. You can go through the process of making that decision. I thought that's what it was. I thought he was just speaking in hyperbole with the dick cutting off shit. I thought that's what we were talking about. And then if you decide that's the path you want to take, it is your body. You can do that. You can make that decision once you become of age to make a decision like that. I just don't understand how it got so muddled. Half of the fucking conversation was hyperbole, and apparently that one was literal. Or it's a very malicious...
Never mind, he's clarifying. No, he's right. He's clarifying that, like, he's talking about fucking bottom surgery. If you're of age, you can do that if you want. Yeah, no, he didn't have a bad stance on this at all. By the way, Charlie, welcome to my everyday existence. Just going to point that out. You know, I've been living in this universe. I've been living in this fucking universe for the past, I would say, 5-6 years. You know, this happens to me on a regular fucking basis. Help him. I reached out to him. I mean, I hope he's doing all right. No, he said child, not an adult, but now he's saying an adult. Yes, a child with parental consent can, as long as they are supervised by a medical professional, can make medical decisions with parental consent, is what he said, in terms of like puberty blockers and shit. Okay? That is the current process. That is the current process. As far as like walking into a clinic and getting your dick chopped off as a kid, that's not a thing that happens. That is not a part of the current medical literature. Okay? That is not a thing that happens at all. Unless we're talking about circumcision or intersex children, in which case there is no consent. Can a child be allowed to decide such a heavy decision? Brother, can a child decide if they have a broken bone to be put in a cast? Yes or no? If a doctor decides in this situation that the cast is the most appropriate measure to take in this circumstance, why the fuck do you think you have a say? If a child is a type 2 diabetic and they believe that he needs insulin pumps pronto, do you think that the child should get the insulin pump, okay? Or do you think we shouldn't give the child an insulin pump because children cannot make any medical decisions whatsoever? The whole point is there is an entire third party there, okay? Children must be protected at all costs, which is why in society we have third party adults sometimes who are licensed professionals who we allow to take care of our children, teachers being one of them, right? We leave our children, or sorry, not type 2, type 1 diabetes is what I was referencing with the pump. Type 2 is just when you can still get it as a child, but that's not what I was talking about. Anyway, comparing that to diabetes is fucking wild? No, it's not. The only reason why you think that comparison is wild is because you think trans people are icky and gross, and you don't consider this to be a medical decision that medical licensed professionals who have studied the matter extensively have decided is the best pathway forward, but instead it's just like weird. It's weird. I don't fully understand it. Like gender dysphoria, okay, as a medical issue has been extensively studied, okay? It has been extensively studied. These are people who have researched it. They figured out best pathways forward, okay? That's just how it works in science. You might not like it. That's just how it works, though, okay? Do you understand? Do you get it? That is the reason why I compare it to fucking any number of other medical decisions. Sometimes there are much harder medical decisions to make, okay? This is not an aesthetic choice for the child. In the eyes of the doctor, this is a life-saving measure. That is why it is allowed, okay? Children with cancer get life-saving measures that are life-altering as well. Children might get amputations, okay? These are not aesthetic choices. These are things that doctors have thought long and hard about and have decided could be the best pathway forward. In terms of puberty blockers, this is the way to go according to every fucking medical institution in this country. Do you understand? So you're saying if it's life-saving, it's valid? I'm saying, yes, of course, if it's life-saving, it's valid. Duh, what the fuck? Is it not a spectrum? On what? In terms of what? There is no aesthetic choice in this circumstance, okay? People aren't transing themselves for the memes. You are delusional if you think that. People used to say that about gay people back when it was more fashionable to shit on gay people instead of trans people. But we evolved as a society, so most people don't say that about gay people anymore. Where people are like, oh, you're just doing it for attention. You're just gay for attention. What fucking attention? It's only negative attention that you're getting. Like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. People don't transition. People do not undergo the rigorous and tumultuous, sometimes emotionally complicated process of gender confirmation for the fucking memes, dog. It's not a phase. Like, this is a very real situation. And it's not just like a very real situation that scientists, because they're so afraid of being canceled by the woke, are doing gender. It is a well-documented medical phenomena, okay? So luckily, these fucking scientists, these goddamn nerds, are actually studying the matter and finding the best pathway forward instead of listening to dumb Republican idiots on Twitter and making decisions that way. Okay? Tam bir Amerikalı ampulsün ha, kusura bakma. Okay, if you find yourself in agreement with me on like 99% of issues, but this is the one hang up you have, really reconsider why you might have a hang up. Is it because your entire life you've been told two genders, two genders, two genders, two genders, that's the way it is. Okay, man is man, woman is woman. And that like you haven't been caught up with the new literature on this? Okay, or and it's kind of scary to think about. Or maybe I'm just some woke wizard who is trying to trans the youth secretly, even though you agree with me 99% of the time. This is the one issue where you're like, nah, it's a bridge too fucking far. Okay, thoughts on people that regret transition? Yes, great subject. If you were to look at mainstream media like the New York Times, all the way liberal New York Times, by the way, all the way down to like right-wing outlets, you would think that 120% of trans people that get that undergo this process actually regret it. But if you actually look at the data readily available, once again, medical regret is very commonplace with plastic surgery, for example. Plastic surgery has a super high percentage of medical regret. I forget the exact number, but you know what the medical regret percentage is? For transition, for gender confirmation surgery, 0.4%, or less than 0.4%, 0.04%, as a matter of fact. It is unimaginably rare, okay? Compare that to any other procedure, and you are going to have a significantly higher percentage of medical regret, okay? It's higher for knee surgery. It's higher for, obviously, for tattoos and the like, okay? This is why the idea that like trans people are detransitioning in a fucking rapid clip is ridiculous. It's higher for LASIK, yes. Okay? But why are there so many articles on this? Why are there so many articles on this? Perhaps it's because there is an agenda. And no, the agenda is not pro-trans. The agenda is anti-trans. According to 2022 statistics, only around 3% of trans people experience some form of regret but may not detransition. Conversely, 97% of people who are transgender are happy with their decision of transition. Only 5% who detransition. That's 5% of the 3%. So 0.4% of all trans people did so because they felt transition was not right for them. Detransitioning facts, additional detransitioning facts, is the social pressures that come along with the transition that cause people to detransition as well. They're not all detransitioners are like, oh, I'm not trans at all. Some detransitioners literally are like, no, I'm still trans. It's just that like this wasn't for me in particular. So there's that reality too. And in many circumstances, there's a lot of extra pressure from society that is obviously there. That's the reason why there's such a high suicide rate for trans people. Oh. Has anyone medical professional gone before Congress to talk about this? Yeah, I think so, but it doesn't really matter, right? Because people would rather listen to fucking Sneeko because they agree with Sneeko than listen to a goddamn doctor. So it doesn't matter that there's plenty of fucking research readily available about this, okay? 5% proves you are wrong. Penis equals not the cut. 5% proves you are wrong. Dude, that is an unimaginably low percentage. What the fuck are you talking about? And the only people that detransition are even smaller than that. It's literally 5% of 3%. What the fuck? There is no world in which you would advocate to stop medical procedures from happening when 95%, let's say it's actually 5%, okay? Let's say 5% of people that undergo gender confirmation surgery hate it and they want to transition, okay? There is not a single medical procedure that you would stop if they had a 5% regret rating. Not a single one. Can you imagine? We just stop knee surgeries altogether. There's like an active constituency against knee surgeries because, 20% of people that undergo knee surgery, myself included, by the way, regret the decision. That would be insane. That would be an insane thing.